Hi, this is Adair from Abstract Money. So I'm going to go over an example application using Interchain Abstract Accounts that allows you to start on Juno, send that Juno to Osmosis, swap it for Osmo, send that Osmo back to Juno, and then swap it back to Juno. So it's a little simple loop, but yeah, let's dive right in. So right here, we're doing a little bit of setup, getting the abstract account client right here, and we'll go ahead and run the script until we get hit our first breakpoint. So the first thing that we want to do when we're scripting with our abstract accounts is check whether the IBC feature or the IBC setting is enabled on our account. And so we check here whether the IBC client is installed on our account, and if it has, we'll get a message saying that it's already enabled, and for the sake of demonstration, it is. So next, we'll be checking for remote accounts on Osmosis to see if we need to register a new Interchain account on Osmosis. And so when we go ahead and register the account, we actually tell our account to perform an IBC action and register itself on the remote chain. So as you can see here, we're passing Osmosis as a remote chain name, and we're having Osmosis install the DEX adapter, because this remote account that's available there will be able to perform a swap using this adapter that we can call from Juno. And so you also may notice that we are just using the name of the chain Osmosis here. This is because of one of the features of our platform called the Abstract Name Service, which resolves the channels associated with each chain, making it as easy as possible for you to work with interchain accounts. And so let's go ahead and see if we have our account registered on Osmosis, and we actually do. And so, yeah, we can see here that we have the Osmosis account and we have the proxy ID there. Additionally, we are using CW Orchestrator in this script. So if you're looking to perform interchain actions on your environment using native Rust, or if you're trying to script your smart contracts, definitely recommend checking that out. So let's go ahead and see if we have check our balances before we go ahead and send them over to Osmosis. So as you can see here, our home balance before sending is around 3,000 micro Juno, and we have no balances on our remote account. And so we can see here, we're querying the balances on our home account, and then we're querying it on the Osmosis account. And yeah, if we don't have any funds, we'll go ahead and send them. But since we do have funds, let's just continue. So next, we'll be sending some funds from Juno to Osmosis. And so we're telling our account to perform another IBC action that sends funds from your account on Juno to Osmosis, which is the remote chain name in this case. And we're sending the full balance of our account here, and then we wait for this IBC packet to be committed on both chains. I do have a relayer running in the background, so the transaction just popped up, and I approved the this first packet relay, and we'll wait for the second packet relay to come through. There it is. And yeah, so this is one of the helper functions that we have defined for performing IBC actions. As you can see, we do allow for executing multiple messages in one, but for demonstration purposes, I did want to separate each of these transactions into multiple, because it's a little bit more fun that way. So we can see the message that we got after here is that the home balance after sending is 0, and our remote balances include the around 3K micro Juno. Of course, that's the IBC denomination. And so now let's attempt to perform a swap of those assets on Osmosis. So if we look at the transaction that we're doing here, we're executing on the remote chain, we're executing on Osmosis, we're telling the DEX adapter, hey, we want to perform a swap. So we're saying the dex execute message with the action of swap. There's the packet. And we're swapping our offer asset, which is going to be Juno. And another thing that you can see here is the use of the abstract name service, which allows for resolving the names of assets to their denominations in the background. And so we're swapping Juno from Juno, as you can see here, Juno from Juno, for Osmo from Osmosis. And so Osmo from Osmosis is, of course, native Osmo. And once this, and we don't have a max spread or belief price. And it looks like that we have successfully swapped our assets using Osmosis. So we can actually go ahead and check out the Osmosis Explorer to see our assets on here. And we should see some Osmo. Yep, and we see right here, once it loads, that we have Osmo, and it should be around 600 given. Yep, it's around 600 given the current prices. 600 micro Osmo. And so the next action that we're going to want to take is to request all the funds back from Osmosis to Juno. And so this is another helper that we've defined that if you watch the previous presentation, you'll know that you'll be able to request liquidity from any of the accounts registered on as remote accounts from your home account. And so we're performing an IBC action, and we are requesting a send all back. We're requesting it to send all of our native balances back. And so let's perform that request to get our Osmosis back from Osmosis, or get our Osmo back from Osmosis onto Juno. And we'll wait for that IBC packet to commit. And after it commits, we'll query our balances. So there we go. There's the first packet. And something you'll notice is that using Interchain CW Orchestrator, you can just tell it to wait for IBC packets to go through. And it will check both chains, or actually however many chains that you're interacting with for those IBC packets. And it will only return once all of them have been processed. All right, and what we can do in the meantime is we can go ahead and pull up our Juno contract, and we can see that this is just the contract address. So let's go ahead and check the account itself, and proxy account. I may not know how to do this, and so if we don't, I gotta think of this address. So let's check the balance of this account on the Explorer. Though we should have it right here. We should have 594 of the Osmosis asset, and it doesn't seem to pop up on the Explorer, so my bad. But we can see that the balances that we have on this account are 594 Osmo. And yes, so we're querying the remote-based denomination of Osmo, as you can see here. We're getting the denomination back, and then we're querying the balance on the home chain. So finally, we check whether the DEX adapter is installed on our home chain as a sanity check. And since it already is, let's go ahead and run the swap. So if we look at this swap message down here, you can see it's practically the exact same message that we ran before. Oh, it already went through. And where we're swapping, instead of Juno for Osmo, we're swapping Osmo for Juno. And once we finished, we still end up with about 3,000 Juno after swap fees. So cool. Anyway, thanks for watching this little demonstration. And if you have any thoughts, feedback, or questions, like feel free to check out our docs and join our Discord. We're really excited about the possibilities, the possible applications that are able to be built using this, and the improvements in user experience. So thanks. This is Adair from Abstract, and see you next time.